Welcome back to the Trevor Bauer Show, everybody. I'm here today in the Pfister Hotel here in Milwaukee. We just got in. It is just past midnight, so I'm a little bit late uploading this video, a little bit late filming it and editing it. Normally comes to you on Thursdays, coming to you today on Friday because life's been hectic. But before we jump into this episode, I have to say that today's episode is brought to you by Momentum, your premier destination for player-driven MLB content. Momentum exists to connect fans and players on a human level, and they do that by providing unparalleled behind-the-scenes access to the best personalities across the league. Look, I'm in the clubhouse every single day, and I see the personalities that are there, and the fans of these players deserve to see those personalities too. All right? If you haven't already, do yourself a favor. Go on over to youtube.com, search Momentum, and hit that subscribe button. Stop missing out on all the fun. Become a part of the Momentum family today. All right, with that being said, we're jumping into baseball updates right off the bat. And, man, this week has been... Where do I even start with this? Let's start on Friday, because we talked last Thursday. Friday comes along, and let's start on Thursday, actually. This would be great. We talked last Thursday. Then we had a rain out on Thursday. So Castillo was supposed to pitch on Thursday, and then I was supposed to pitch on Friday in Detroit. So when we get rained out Thursday, Castillo got pushed back to Friday, and I got pushed back to Saturday. And of course, what that did was ruin my matchup with Clevenger. See, I was supposed to pitch on Friday, and then I was going to pitch again on Wednesday, and he was set to pitch on Wednesday as well, and so we were going to match up with each other, and it was going to be awesome. And then rain came and ruined that whole thing. But it's fine. It's all right. Not a big deal. We have the rain delay. We go to Detroit. We play Friday. Good to go. I go back to the hotel a little bit early from the game because on Friday at like 4:30 in the afternoon, they decided that Saturday's game that was supposed to be at 5:10 was now going to be at 1:10 in the afternoon. And I'll get to the reason why they decided that in a second. But first thing I want to go over is when you have a night game one night and you're pitching the day game the next day, generally speaking, the starter will go back to the hotel or to his house or wherever you are. If you're on the road, it's the hotel. If you're at home, it's your apartment or your house or whatever. And he'll go back early to get a good night's rest, get a good meal in, relax, and get in the right mindset to pitch the next day. So when the game got moved up, which, by the way, I've never seen that happen. I've never seen a game moved up. I've seen games delayed, and like, hey, we're not going to be able to get it in, so let's push it back a little bit. We'll wait with the weather. But I've never seen someone look 24 hours in advance and say, oh, there's going to be weather here, so we're going to move the game up. Not a single time in my career, my professional career. Never saw it in college either, honestly. The game time was the game time. So they pull that. I guess it's 2020. It's a new year. You can just make up rules in the middle of the year and do things differently whenever you damn well please. And we'll get to that later in the show. But they say that the game's going to be at 1:10, so I go back to the hotel. I get a good meal in. I get relaxed. I get my sleep in, all this different stuff. I wake up, go to leave the hotel. It's raining. I'm like, that's odd. The rain wasn't supposed to be here until 5 o'clock tonight. Raining. I look at the radar. Rain the entire day. I'm like, that's great. I guess the storm got here earlier. Looks like we're probably not playing today. So I go to the field. I get there. I'm like, oh, okay. It's raining, but we're still on time. It's going to be, it's fine. We're still going to play. There's a window. Okay. So I go through my whole warm-up routine. I start a long time before the game. I start an hour and 45 minutes before the game at home, an hour 40 on the road. So I start my warm-up routine, and this part isn't a problem. I go and I sit in the hot tub, right? That's the first thing I do. I sit in the hot tub, put my uniform on. Then I'm in the weight room doing some foam rolling, doing some stretching, some mobility exercises. Great. Got all that done. Okay, no problem. Next up, we got wrist weights. So I'm doing my cuff weights, get my shoulders loosened up, listen to some music, got all that stuff going on. Great, not a problem. It's just warm-up. No problem there. Game's still on. Okay, perfect. I do my weighted balls. Do the weighted balls. I'm starting to throw now, okay? But this is still just warm up. It's nice and light. Nothing too big, Okay, great. Game's still on. Headphones in. Cleats on. Grab my glove. Hat on. Belt. Shoulder tube. Go out to the field. I do my shoulder tube, do my little wiggly wand, listen to my music. Everything's great. Perfect. Go long toss. Get through my entire long toss routine. No problem. It's drizzling a little bit, drizzling a little bit, but we're still on time. Got confirmation, had the pitching coach ask, hey, are we still on time? Yep, everything's still on time. Good to go. So I go through my whole long toss routine. 50 throws, something like that. I'm launching balls, the whole thing that I do. I throw far, I throw hard. I'm getting my body ready to go. I'm ready to go. Get down to the bullpen. I sit there and I wait for 5 to 7 minutes, listen to my last song, get in the right mindset. Good to go. Game's still on. So now it's 15 minutes before the game. I step on the mound. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get my 10-minute bullpen session in. I'm perfectly on time. Good to go. Throw on my bullpen session. I usually throw about 40, 42 pitches, something like that. Generally settles in around that range. I get to like 33 pitches in. 33 pitches in. It's 102 before a 110 game. And they call down and they say, we're still on time. Like, that's odd. It's kind of raining a little bit, but I guess we're still on time. Okay, we're going to play through it. Good. I'm ready. Throw 3 or 4 more pitches. Takes maybe 40 seconds to, 40 seconds, 50 seconds, less than a minute after they called down. 37 pitches in. I'm like letting them fly now because I'm 5 pitches away from being ready to go in the game. Pulled the tarp. Game's delayed. So you can check the radar 24 hours before the game, but you can't check the radar half an hour before the game. I mean, so now the starters I've thrown probably 50 throws in long toss plus another 40 throws on the bullpen. I'm 90 throws in plus all my weighted ball throws. Like, this is a routine that you would do. This is more volume, more workload than you would do during the rest of the cycle. Like, you don't even do this much volume and workload on your bullpen day. So like now I basically have like the most intense work day that I've had in this cycle, and then you postpone the game. So now we have a doubleheader on Sunday. 2 7-inning games, which I'll get to in a second with the whole change the rules whenever you want thing with MLB got going on right now. But so now I warm up on Saturday, and then Sunday comes, and it's like, well, we need a starter. Like, all right, Trevor, do you think you can start, or should we have someone in the bullpen try to cover everything? And so I decided that I'm going to start because I don't like people having to take my start day from me. I don't like not being able to go out there on the mound and do my job and pitch. So yeah, I'll start. So then I end up going through my whole routine again and starting. I feel like crap, obviously, because I just did a lot of work yesterday. I just warmed up and went through the whole routine and like taxed my body and like. So I, felt like crap, put myself at risk, put myself in danger of getting hurt, of being less than my normal self and performing poorly and stuff like that. Now, it turned out well. I pitched well. The results were fine. But I wasn't myself. I wasn't the same version of myself because we can't look at the damn radar. I mean, and then Sunday's game was delayed 2 hours. But they delayed that one at least, before the starter started throwing. So like when Disclafani was going to start game 1, he found out 45 minutes before the game that it was going to be delayed, which is fine because he hasn't started his actual throwing yet. He's done his warm-up, he's gotten his body ready, but he hasn't started throwing yet. So they got it right on Sunday, but God, that was such a ridiculous. I was so mad. Because like you can't just let starters get all the way warm and then just look at the radar. You did it the day before and you did it the day after. You looked at it and you made the judgment to move the game, and you can't look at it and see that there's a giant freaking cell right over the top of us 30 minutes before the game, 40 minutes before the game. You can't see that? Freaking ridiculous. And everyone online, I put some tweets out. I was not very happy, and everyone online's like, "Oh, we're dealing with, 45 million people are unemployed, and this, and we got a bunch of stuff, and this virus is unprecedented. So of course you've never seen it before." Well, what are we talking about? You got to know what we're talking about. You troll people online. We're talking about weather and rain. Like, there's literally weather every single day for every single Major League Baseball game ever. There's always been weather. We have protocols to handle weather for every single game. Now, sometimes the weather is beautiful and sunny. Great. Go play the game. Perfect. Fans get to enjoy it. Players get to enjoy it. It's a great day. It's beautiful weather. All right. Sometimes you have rain. Sometimes you got rain. And you look at the radar and you say, hey, it's going to pour It's going to pour, so we're going to not start the game yet. Or you say, hey, it's kind of light. It's going to pour later, so we're going to try to play through the light stuff so we can get the game in before it really starts pouring, because once it starts pouring, no game. No, didn't do any of that. Just completely forgot how to, absolutely ridiculous. Just 100% should never happen. Absolutely ridiculous. So that's the first thing that happened. Surprisingly enough, that is not the rant of the week. So anyway, the next thing that happens is now, because I pitched on Sunday, now me matching up with the Indians is off because we play them Monday through Thursday. I would pitch Sunday, then I would pitch again Friday. But we needed a starter for Thursday. So I lobbied to go on short rest because I want to pitch on 4 days anyway. So this is perfect, right? So I was lined up to pitch on 4 days rest. Would have pitched against Carrasco today. Would have been great, Nope. Can't even have that. Can't have anything good because on Tuesday, when I need to go into the field and get my soft tissue, my manual therapy, get my throwing in, do my routine, get all this different stuff, can I even do that? No, because I have an inconclusive COVID test. So apparently a spit test I did on Sunday in Detroit came back as inconclusive. So it wasn't negative and it wasn't positive. They just couldn't tell what it was. I guess it was an alien. They just looked at it and I don't know what that is. What is that? I don't know. So now because a test is inconclusive, I can't even go to the field. So I can't go. I can't go to the field till I have a negative test. So they want me to take a quick 15-minute rapid test. But I don't want to take a quick 15-minute rapid test because those things show false positives all the time. We've had players miss multiple games and multiple days with COVID because a rapid test said they had it when literally every single other test in 5, 10, 15 tests shows that they don't have it. And then they still can't come back to the field for 72 hours and 2 negative tests and this and that. So screw that, fast rapid test. I'm out on that. So I decided to get the most reliable one, supposedly, which is the nose swab. So I have to get rushed off to the hospital to get the nose swab, and they have to rush it through protocol and rush it through the lab and rush. And meanwhile, I'm just sitting at my apartment like, TikTok, when's the game going to come? Am I going to be able to go to the field today? Didn't know if I was even going to be able to travel with the team to Cleveland because I can't go and travel with the team if I'm inconclusive for COVID or whatever the terminology is. So end up going over there and, sitting in my apartment until 6:15 and finally get the results back, which they did a great job. The people in Cincinnati, the process, it's a minimum of 4-hour process to do it. Okay, I had the test at 1:20. So the earliest I could have had it back was 5:20, and I had the results back by 6:15. So the people in Cincinnati crushed it. They did a great job. So shout out to them. But it's just annoying. I can't go into the field because of this whole thing. So of course the test is negative. I'm negative for COVID. So now I get to go into the field, but I have to do all my routine in the cage during the game. So I don't even get to go out and watch that game. I didn't get to watch Bieber pitch. I was looking forward to watching Bieber pitch and Malley pitch. I just missed that whole game because I was trying to get my routine done. So of course after that and not being able to get my routine in and not getting my throwing in for the day, I get pushed back till, today, I guess Friday. It's technically Friday, even though it's just Thursday, but it's past midnight. But I get pushed back to pitch on Friday, which is now normal rest for me, but that's how that whole thing happened. So to all you people out there on Twitter telling me I was scared to pitch against the Indians, nope, wasn't scared, was really looking forward to it, but this is the reality of the 2020 season. So the next thing that happens is they're cracking down on COVID regulations. So now you have to wear a mask at all times everywhere unless you're playing. Or I think there's something eating. You can eat with no mask on, thankfully, and you can drink with no mask on. Because I don't know how you would, but soon I'm sure that'll be an issue. But you got to wear a mask absolutely everywhere. They're going to have security guards at our hotel in shifts around the clock to make sure that we're locked in our rooms. We can play cards. This is how ridiculous this is, though. We can play cards. We've got this hospitality room where this is a big dining room or meeting room or whatever you call it, ballroom at the hotel where we can go down there and we have breakfast served and we have the entertainment guys can hang out together, whatever. So you can play cards down there. No problem. You can sit around a table, you can play your cards, you can enjoy it, right? Cannot do that in someone's hotel room. What's the difference? So for those who don't know, when you're on the road, you get done with a game, you get in, it's 11:30 at night, you're not ready to go to sleep yet, so you go over to teammates' rooms. Hey, Sonny, what room you in? Or Farmer, what room you in? Hey, Amir, what room you in? Like, let's play some. You want to play spades? You want to let's whatever. You just go, you hang out, you talk, you have a good time, whatever the case is. Can't do that. Can't do it. Not in a hotel room, but you can do it down in the lobby, or not the lobby, the hospitality room. You can do it there. So what's the difference? So they're cracking down on that. They got security guards floating around. Now they're threatening suspension. So if a player is seen to not be wearing a mask at any point, either in the hotel or at the field, when whoever this security person is deems that he should be wearing a mask, they're not going to come up to you and talk to you about it and say, hey, protocol says you should be wearing a mask right now. What's going on? They're just going to write you up, and then you could get suspended. You could even get expelled from the season. It's like kindergarten again. You get slapped on the wrist, but in this case, the teacher can't say anything. It's like the teacher would just report you to the principal without ever letting you know that you're in violation of something, and then the principal would just say, hey, you're expelled. Get out. And you may not even know that you ever broke a rule. So then how are they going to handle that? You're going to suspend someone for the whole season, and then are they not going to get paid? Are they going to get paid? I mean, they banned sunflower seeds. So we have almonds in the dugout. So you can eat almonds, no problem. Sunflower seeds, can't do it. Because apparently sunflower seeds help spread coronavirus a lot more than almonds do. You can eat honey stingers, you can eat fruit bars, you can eat protein, you can drink drinks, but you can't eat sunflower seeds. Now, I'm not even talking about spitting the shells. I like eating sunflower seeds during the game, so I have a little bottle. I drink a bottle of water, and I take the empty bottle, and I just, drop the shell into the bottle. So I'm not even spitting them anywhere. I'm not spitting at all. I'm just, the shell just drops out of my mouth. But now that's supposedly banned. So we're not allowed to walk outside of our hotel room. We're not allowed to. This is pretty ridiculous in my mind. If it's that big of an issue, then we shouldn't be playing at all. But of course, MLB doesn't care about player safety at all. All they care about is getting enough games in so they can have expanded postseason so they can protect their bottom line, which is fine. At least we know where they're at. That's fine. I can operate in that environment. But you can't come telling me then that, like, player safety and spread of COVID and stuff like that, and like threatening to suspend me for the season because I want to eat sunflower seeds during a game or not wear a mask when I don't know. So that's going on. So they're cracking down on that, supposedly. There's some memo that you could get suspended now. And then who knows what else is going to happen. But the last thing I wanted to talk about on the baseball front is we're struggling right now. We're struggling as a team. And it just seems like, when the most interesting part of it, I guess, is the mindset of a struggling team. You're here and you show up to the field and you want to win, and like it always seems like things bounce the wrong way. The other team scratches across a run first or hits a home run in the first inning. Now you're behind. Now it's like, all right, like let's get back in the lead. Let's get back in the lead. And then, the other pitcher has a good couple first innings. Normally wouldn't be an issue. Like, man, this guy's pretty good today, but we're going to get him. But then you see a couple zeros get put up on the board, and you're like, shoot, like we're behind, we got to go. You start pressing a little bit. Then your starting pitcher is like, okay, I got to do a little bit more. Or the bullpen is like, I got to make sure and come in. We got to lead. It's 1-0. I got to do everything I can. I can't give up a run. Apparently, I'm tired. I can't give up a run. I can't. So everyone starts like pressing. And so there's a fine line between, okay, we need to be intense and we need to bring all our energy because like this is a must-win game. But like we don't want to do too much of that because then you start pressing and you start, the frustration sets in, and that's not good for anyone either. So it's tough. Like I don't know what to do. I've been part of it at times, and I've seen teams come out of it. And over the course of 162 games, like you don't worry about it too much, especially this early in the season, because it's like, okay, we got time. We're going to figure it out. Everyone's going to learn their role. We're going to get on a roll. Things are going to start clicking. Not a problem. No, we got the talent. But in a 60-game season, it's like, man, we got to get it going now. If we wait a month to get it going, like the season could be over. And so there's a really interesting dynamic going on right now, trying to figure out how to best situate that and where to put the energy and where to not put the energy, and how to, who needs to press a little bit more and who needs to relax a little bit, and like trying to figure all that stuff out. So it's an interesting time and something I've been through multiple times, but man, never in a 60-game season. So that's kind of what's going on right now. And to all my Reds fans watching, like, we feel it more than you guys do. We want to win. Everybody here wants to win and is doing what they can. And it's frustrating. We're frustrated, but we're gonna figure it out. We got no other choice but to figure it out. So that's what we got going on right now on that front. And the psychology of it, I think, would be an interesting listen for some of the fans out there, and some of the things that they may not consider that are going on. So that's kind of the update on the baseball side. What's up next? The product of the week. Okay, so Normatec is the product of the week, and I would show you guys the Normatec, but right now my suitcase hasn't made its way to the room yet, so I don't have the Normatec because it's in my suitcase. But because of the shenanigans that went on in Detroit, my body was in a huge hole after my start on Sunday, because I was just all that stuff I already talked about. So I needed to up my recovery game, especially if I was going to start on 4 days, or on the 4th day instead of the 5th. So I've been wearing my Normatec sleeves once or twice a day for an hour, helping flush out the body, make my legs feel a lot better, and also help stimulate the blood flow and the what's it called? What system is it? I'm forgetting the name of it. Anyway, the lymphatic system, to flush out all the bad stuff and kind of help you recover. One of the ways that I can measure that is with my Reflitron Plus. It measures the creatine kinase levels in my blood. It's the thing that I do every single morning. I prick my finger, I squeeze some blood, and I test it. Well, the more creatine kinase you have in your system, generally speaking, the more muscle breakdown you have, the more sore you are, the more damage you've done to the muscle, the more your body's having to recover. So when that spikes really high, you can then, on a day-to-day basis, you can see how that kind of falls and stuff like that. And wearing the Normatec has really helped, and I've seen those levels fall more than they normally fall. So that's been a really good indication of the fact that it's working, and it's really helping me recover. And today, I felt really good. Yesterday, actually, for my bullpen, I felt really good. I was a little bit tired because I didn't sleep super well at night, but today I felt great. And it's been a pretty rapid recovery process with using the Normatec to augment that and help my legs out and help my body as a whole kind of get back in the right area. So that's the product of the week, the Normatec. I use the Normatec on my legs. I love the leg sleeves. I travel with it, use it all the time. So that's the product of the week. Let's see. Next up is life and lifestyle updates. I don't have a whole lot on this. Bauer Bites launched. That's a big one. I'm super excited for that to get out in the daylight. We filmed it in spring training and before all the COVID stuff happened. And some really awesome conversations, really interesting episodes. I'm so excited for the fans to see it. It's just been sitting there edited and waiting to launch until baseball season. And so we've all been getting antsy. All the guys at Momentum and all the girls and guys at Momentum. All the people there that do such a great job just wanting to get these conversations out. We put so much work into it, so much time and effort and editing and care and all that stuff. So it's finally here. Bauer Bites episode 1 is out now. We'll be running, I believe, every single week for the next, I think we have nine episodes, so maybe 9 weeks. So that's going on over on Momentum's channel, so be sure to check that out so you don't miss any of those fun conversations. Episode 1 was me and Clev and Fuzzy from YouTube and John Boy talking about marketing in the game and the Astros scandal and just how everyone kind of got to where they are. And man, really good episode, good one to kick it off with. So if you haven't checked that out already, I would recommend it. Go check it out and be sure to subscribe to Momentum so you don't miss any of the future episodes. Next up, played in Cleveland. We played against Cleveland and Cincinnati for 2. We just got done with 2 in Cleveland, so got to see a lot of my friends again. Got to hang out a little bit on the field, go out during BP, talk to some guys, talk to the training staff. So I got to see James and JD, and I got to see Carl and Beebs and Clev, and got to see Ricky and Kama, our bullpen catchers, and got to see a whole bunch of people. I'm forgetting a bunch of them, of course. Was really happy to see Beth Mignano. She's awesome, one of my favorite people. She was our massage therapist in Cleveland. She's still with Cleveland as a massage therapist. So got to talk to her today, and that was really refreshing. I haven't seen her. I was planning on seeing her in spring training and going over and saying hi to everybody, but then with the craziness of COVID and all that shutting down, I never got the chance to go over and do it. So it was great to catch up with everybody. have some conversations. Got to see Plesac and talk to him about how he's been doing, and Beebs. Beebs is on a roll, man. He's shoving right now. So it was good to see him and connect with him and see what's going on. Clev, obviously, always talking to Clev and all my guys over there. So that was a fun thing about going to Cleveland. We got our butts whooped, but it was nice to see some of my friends and catch up a little bit. Let's see. We did win. When did we win? We won doubleheader in Detroit on Sunday, and then we flew back to Cleveland, or flew back to Cincinnati to play Cleveland that night. And plane flights after a win are so much better than plane flights after a loss, especially plane flights after a doubleheader win, doubleheader sweep. So that was a really fun night. I was in a great mood. Everyone was in a great mood. And I was vlogging on the plane, and Kurt Casale told me he wanted some more Instagram followers. I got to help him get some more Instagram followers. I saw a picture of us like hugging it out after the game on Twitter, and I sent it to him, and I was like, hey, great job, whatever I said. And he's like, hey, I need you to get me some more followers. So he asked for 20 more followers. I put a post up, asked my Instagram people to go follow him, said that, hey, if you go follow Kurt Casale, I get to cuddle with him like this later. There's a picture of us hugging. If he gets 20 more followers by the time we land, I get to do that. So we landed and definitely doubled his followers. I think more than doubled it. He was at mid 5,000s, I think, on Instagram. He's now above 10,000. So just doing my part as an Instagram influencer. I think I can officially say I'm an influencer now, which is just a small little, completely insignificant, bogus little feather to add to my cap. But I'm going to add it to my cap, figuratively speaking. So that's the update. Haven't really done much of anything else besides be at the field and be involved in baseball stuff, dealing with rain delays and stuff. We haven't been able to go out on the road to eat anywhere special or interesting, and didn't really have any time to do anything at home because we were only home for 2 days and really one night. So that's kind of it for this week. Hopefully have more updates on that next week. Which brings me to Rant of the Week. And MLB changing rules in the middle of the season is the Rant of the Week this week. You can't change rules. I mean, it's like you didn't even think about what might happen in certain different scenarios when you're outlining what you were going to do and what the protocols were for COVID. You didn't think that someone was going to get it or a whole team might have an outbreak and have some sort of plan in place for that happening? Like what you were going to do with the games themselves? Like you would think that the protocols you set in place, like, oh, if a player tests positive, he is then quarantined and he has to produce two negative tests in order to be added back into the team. So if that's one player or 4 players or 17 players, like that's the case. I'm sorry, if you have 17 players out, then they're all quarantined and you have to continue playing because that seems to be the rule set. But then we decide that no, that's not actually the rule set. We're going to postpone those games, and so then now we're going to try to make them up later in the season. But how are you going to make them up? Because we were supposed to play 60 games in 66 days. And so how are you going to find time to make up 6 games when those teams have different schedules? They don't have 6 off days aligned with each other. Certainly not in a row where you could play a dang series. So now we're like, okay, how do you tell who's a playoff team? What if one team gets 54 games in and one team gets 58 games in and one team gets 60 games in? Who's the playoff team? Because normally it's decided by number of wins. If you have more wins than the other team, then you're the playoff team and they're not. But now it's like, is it going to be more wins? And what if you go based on winning percentage? 54 games versus 60 games. Well, the only way to compare that is winning percentage, right? Well, what about the teams that had to play with players out of the lineup and take losses in those games to get hit on the winning percentage side when other teams just get to wait it out and have their games postponed and then come back and play with their full squad or whatever? That doesn't seem too fair. Then you're going to change rules on double headers, right? So like, oh, we had to postpone these games, so we'll play double headers later in the year and we'll make them up. But we're not going to play 9-inning double headers. We're going to play 2 7-inning double headers. Since when do we play 7-inning double headers? And what about the teams that had to play a doubleheader, 2 9-inning doubleheaders already this season, and now everybody else is going to play 2 7-inning doubleheaders? How does that make any sense? That's not fair to the one team. I think Cleveland had a doubleheader where they played 2 9s. And then Cincinnati has a doubleheader where we play 2 7s. How's that fair? That doesn't seem to make any sense. And don't even get me started on the player safety stuff. I mean, you got teams that are now postponed for a week and can't go do anything. They're stuck in a hotel. So how are the pitchers supposed to go out there and throw and get their routine in? Yet they're expected to come back and pitch and compete and on a big league field and big league level after not doing anything for 4 or 5 days, maybe. Like what? I mean, did we just got caught with our pants down here or what? And now you're going to start making more regulations. Like now we have security guards at the hotel to make sure that you're not breaking protocol at the hotel and like feigning like it's some sort of player safety thing. Or what it is, it's like they want their money and they want to play the full season so they can get the expanded postseason and make their money back and protect the bottom line as a league. So, hey, players, we're going to put you in jail basically and you're going to abide by all these rules. Now, I'm not saying the rules are inherently bad. I'm not saying that wearing a mask is bad. I'm not voicing an opinion on that. But when you start changing rules in the middle of the season, and it's this, and then it's that, and then players in the dugout who, players outside cannot have a mask on. Players in the dugout don't have to have a mask on. It's encouraged, but it's not necessary. But then a week later, it's necessary. Now you have to have a mask on. You can't eat sunflower seeds, but you can eat other stuff. And don't change the damn rules. If you can't get a set of rules that works in the first place, then maybe spend more time developing the damn rule book than you do blasting the players for not wanting to play or for being greedy millionaires or whatever you were blasting us for during the negotiations. Maybe you should figure out how to run your damn league and what the rules of the league are going to be when you ultimately get what you want to get, assuming you knew you were going to get what you want to get, because you always get what you want to get because you control the damn league and you make all the decisions. So assuming you're going to get what you want to get, why don't you figure out what rules we're going to play by and then have a comprehensive enough strategy to stick by the damn rules? How about that, Rob? Good Lord. All right. What's coming up next? Well, I got to start later today against the Brewers. And I'll have a start after that, I believe, on, let's see, I pitch Friday, so that'll be Wednesday, Thursday. I'll start again next Thursday because we got an off day. I don't know against who. So I got a couple starts coming up. We got a weekend series this week in Milwaukee, and we got an off day on Monday, first off day of the year, back in Cincinnati. So that'll be good to get caught up on some stuff. We got to win some games, so that's good. I'm excited to get back to Cincinnati. I got a couple things coming in the mail that I'm excited about. Get my hands on those and try them out. Mainly a new microphone for this camera that I'm filming on right here. So I don't have to have a piece of tape on the back of the camera saying, microphone, dumbass, because I forget to turn my microphone on, and then there's just video with no audio. So I got a new microphone that's going to plug into my camera and turn on when I turn the camera on, to make my life a lot easier. So that'll be good. Yeah, that's about it. That's about all I got coming up. We're just going to play some baseball, going to do some vlogs, and see where we end up. Make some YouTube content, hang out with y'all. Do a breaking point on my start against Milwaukee. That'll be fun. Kind of get back on schedule with that. But, that's what's coming up. And with that, it is time for this week's Week Tweets, featuring the weakest of the tweets I received this week. And I got some weak tweets this week. So let's pull them up. We got 4 tweets. Tweet number 1, and I gotta say I've been active on Twitter, so it's fair that I was getting some troll responses. I understand that, but if you're gonna troll me, don't do this, okay? Bro, you need tampons and some Vagisil for that sore P***Y. You cry more than any other big leaguer and earn absolute trash man. You are an absolute. You're, one word. You're an absolute trash man. MLB should make you wear, quote, Karen on your jersey for the rest of your short-lived season. LOL. Hashtag Karen Bauer. So I'm assuming this came from someone who's a Astro fan. Of course. So first off, I need tampons and some Vagisil for blah, blah, blah. That's kind of insulting to women, I think. Women, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I would assume that that's somewhat insulting. You cry more than any other big leaguer. Measured on what? And what did I do that was crying? I was just voicing my opinion about the rain delay stuff. Like, if you don't like the fact that I have an opinion, you can surely unfollow me, right? Like, that's not me crying. That's not me. Like, that's just me having an opinion. So, like, basically you're crying because you're tweeting me with an opinion. So if opinions are crying, then you're crying, which makes you a hypocrite for telling me that I cry So I didn't really understand where you're going with that one. Cry more than any other big leaguer, and with a capital A for no reason in the middle of the sentence. Earn absolute. URNABSOLUTE. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, I'm sure this was something where it was like you were typing it and you thought of something and then you went back and you didn't proofread and stuff like that. So pretty weak on that front. MLB should make you wear Karen on your jersey for the rest of your short-lived season. Well, first off, the short-lived season, the season's gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna be short, but it's not gonna we know how long it's gonna be. It's gonna happen. LOL Karen Bauer hashtag. No one's gonna do that hashtag, dog. Not a single person. So you're gonna be the only person in the Karen Bauer hashtag. Enjoy loneliness and obscurity. Tweet number 2. Dude, you should start caring more about the future of baseball. Stop there. LOL. I mean, what is this? What is this? You clearly haven't followed anything that I do. I mean, all I care about is better future for players and being able to market themselves, better future for the game, better future for players in representation, better landscape for players with analytics and training. And like, I give away a lot of free information so that the next generation of players can be better off. So we're just going to stop you right there because, I mean, that's already just ridiculous. I mean, that's how you started out. I should start caring more about the future of baseball. I mean, okay, so what else do you got for me here? Players such as yourself make lifelong baseball fans run from the game. Really? Is that so? Based on what? Can I see the data? Didn't think so. Moving on. You aren't funny, smart, or insightful. Wrong, and wrong. Just wrong. Strike 3 right there, dude. Strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. You aren't funny. Yeah, I am. You aren't smart. Yeah, I am. You aren't insightful. Yeah, I am. He says, to finish it off, you're just a big ball of dick. I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means. If someone would like to explain that to me in the comments, I don't know. So that's pretty weak, dude. I mean, you just lost me from the beginning. You should start caring more about the future of baseball. Like anyone cares more about the future of baseball than I do. All right, whatever. Let's see. What's next? Someone says, if only 1/17/1991 would disappear from history. Oh, so you want my birthday to disappear from history? Well, I'm guessing that if you don't like me, you're probably a fan of some famous politicians like Michelle Obama, who was born on my birthday. So are we going to disappear Michelle Obama too? How about all the other famous people that were born on my birthday? Are we going to disappear all of them too? What's your proposed plan here? Or you just want to disappear me? If you just want to disappear me, just say you want to disappear me, dog. That's it. Just say, hey, I wish you would disappear. That's fine. Thanks for voicing your opinion. I appreciate it. But 1/17/91 disappearing from history, well, you're going to cancel a lot of the people that I don't think you really want to cancel, so maybe you should think about your tweets a little bit more. Pretty weak, dog. Pretty weak. And then last one. It starts off 1 of 2, so I just captured the first one because I'm sure the second one was just equally as ridiculous, even though I didn't ever see a second one. So he probably tagged me in the first one, but then didn't tag me in the second one because he's too old to understand how Twitter actually works. But anyway, 1 of 2. Why the McGregor strut, dude? Always been a fan, but you need to deflate your head a bit. Interesting that you do that this year when you've got someone hitting for you. I'm disappointed for you. I thought you were better than that. All right, let's unpack this. The McGregor strut, dude. 1, because I wanted to. 2, because I can, and I threw a CG shutout and we won. So you're just gonna have to deal with that one. I mean, I pitched well and I enjoyed it, and I got some marketing out of it because I connect the two. Like when you pitch well, you want to maximize your talent to pitch well, and then you want to get everything out of pitching well that you can, like a team win first off, and then you want to get personal happiness out of it and enjoyment in life, right? And then you pitch well enough and you can get some money out of it. And then if you maximize that and you tweet it and you have a personality like I do, and you can do some of these other things, and then you can have more influence and more of a name for yourself, and you can grow in popularity and make new fans. And so when you pitch well, you can do some of these things to help boost yourself up a little bit in a lot of different ways. And I personally enjoy doing that. So that's why I did it, to answer your question. Always been a fan. No, you haven't. Clearly you haven't. Because if you did, you'd be well aware of what I do. So that's just a lie. But you need to deflate your head a bit. So is my head inflated? Is that what happens if you just take a bike pump and and then my head grows? Maybe that's what Barry Bonds did. Maybe he inflated his head a little bit and he just pumped it up. Oh, my head's big. Okay, now I need to deflate it. Let me stick a little needle in my ear. Shoop. Okay, now my head's back to normal. That's what we're talking about here? It's like a balloon. My head's like a balloon now. It couldn't be like a skull that has a brain in it that's like a set fixed size, and that, no, it's a balloon apparently. Maybe you should go back to school and learn some anatomy. Interesting that you do that this year when you've got someone hitting for you. As if I haven't pitched in the American League my entire life. Like, I could have always done this because someone's always hit for me, and I always have kind of done stuff like that. Clearly, when you said always been a fan, you haven't been, and you lied, so you played yourself. Otherwise, you would know that. I'm disappointed for you, man. You can't be disappointed for someone. You can be disappointed in someone. Like, I am disappointed in you. But how are you disappointed for someone? That doesn't work like that. So, what? I thought you were better than that. I mean, that's fine to think I'm better than that. I got to find a way to top it at some point. I do got to be better than that. But I'm not going to be better than that as in not doing that and having no personality and not enjoying the game at all and being super bland so that no one remembers anything I do and so that I can't accomplish the things in baseball that I want to accomplish. Nope, not doing that. So congrats on the weakest tweet of this week. And that's that. Oh, two more things on the Twitter front. Conor McGregor liked the tweet about my McGregor strut. So that was kind of cool. Big Conor fan. So happy he took notice of that. And let's see here. I saw a tweet. Average spin rate on Trevor Bauer's four-seam fastball in 2019, 24.15 RPM. Lowest spin rate on a four-seam fastball that he's thrown in 2020, 26.38 RPM. People are big mad. Big mad. Kind of interesting stat. Anyway, that's all for today's episode. I'm going to edit this right now and upload it to YouTube so y'all can see it bright and early in the morning since I missed my upload window today. And I will see you actually later today for Fan Fridays as well. So thank you to all of you for tuning in. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, that would help me out a lot. Don't miss any more content. Trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. So if you could help me along that journey, I would greatly appreciate it. And we got to win today. So let's get some sleep and go get a W.